Among the many pests that can affect a wheat crop, one of the most destructive of them all is known as wheat midge.
Had really great looking fields like this out there, and we got out there with combines, and some fields were as low as like 10 bushel the acre with 100 bushel straw.
Wheat midge becomes an issue primarily in spring wheat when egg laying occurs from the early heading stage through the flowering stage. Previous researchers such as Dr. Bob Stugard, Dr. Luther Talbert, and Gotti Reddy have worked together in providing research information and solutions to combat this pest. And here at Montana State University, we've continued to monitor this pest through the MSU IPM Initiative Group. Back in the 1990s, a midge outbreak was recorded in western Canada, as well as in the northern Great Plains of the US, which included northeastern Montana. Crop yields were negatively affected, especially as the midge outbreak spread to northwestern Montana in 2006, causing a $1.5 million economic loss in Flathead County, where traditional yields of 80 to 90 bushels per acre plummeted to a mere 2 bushels per acre. This led to researchers at Montana State University developing a spring wheat variety that was resistant to midge. This variety, known as Egan, was released in 2015. However, some producers plant non-midge resistant varieties, so monitoring midge remains an important activity when implementing integrated pest management.
So this is what we refer to as our midge traps. They're sticky boards on the inside, and we place a wheat midge pheromone in the middle that releases a scent that attracts the adult midge. This is how we decide when the adult midge have emerged, and kind of get a general sense of population. So we come out on warmer, calm evenings, and I generally just walk out into the middle of the field and hunker down and sit quietly, and you can just watch the orange midge flying around the wheat heads, and you try to capture how many midge per 5 heads. And when we get to 1 midge per 5 wheat heads, that's generally when we make the call on an insecticide application. I also use my sweep net to capture midge, but also to look for the beneficial parasitoid. And when we're seeing higher numbers of beneficial parasitoid, then that also can give us some confidence on holding off on spray applications.
Every year, MSU Extension agents, farmers, agronomists, and other volunteers upload midge counts onto Pestweb, a site developed by MSU as a means of a collaborative system to provide an early warning system by recording population increases of male adults.
Monitoring of midge in the field will give others or your neighbors a cue when to actually monitor the female adult midge.
Contributors can simply log into Pestweb and add their fields that contain midge traps, then update the midge count of those traps as needed to keep the midge count information in a given area current. Wheat midge remains a nasty problem for wheat production in affected regions. However, by carefully monitoring for the issue and utilizing Pestweb, further spread of the issue can be prevented. For any additional questions regarding wheat midge and the Pest website, please contact the Northwestern Ag Research Center in Creston, Montana, or your local extension agent. This video was brought to you by the USDA and the Montana Wheat and Barley Committee, as well as the Montana State University College of Agriculture. Be sure to subscribe to the MSU Extension YouTube channel to find more educational videos such as this one. Thank you for watching.